Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to go over the syllabus, the business of the class. I like this format because you could actually go back and pause things and take notes in case you missed something. Also, one of the things that I did not say that I want to say because it's related to this portion of the class, I am going to attempt to have some live sessions whereby you can join me in a conversation online. It's not required because sometimes people will get a notification that the professor is online, he's on Zoom, and then people will email and say, I didn't get the notification, I didn't have it on my schedule. That's because it's not a requirement. This class is asynchronous. But from time to time, as time permits, I do like to pop on and have live sessions. Sometimes it's sort of unannounced, and I might just be giving an announcement or thoughts, but then you can join me if you like, if you have questions. But also there are our regular office hours. So at any rate, EDU 316. So this particular course is education in a multicultural society. Let me go ahead and pull up the syllabus. That way you can follow along if you so desire. It will make it much easier for you. So EDU 316, as you can see there. Okay, so the mission, well, our motto is learn, lead, succeed. I really like that because not only are you a learner, we're all learners, but we're all leaders as well. Because you might say, well, I'm not a leader. Yes, you are in the classroom. If you're teaching preschool, you're a leader. If you are in the nursing field, you're leading. If you are in the business world, you're definitely a leader. If you're an artist, a visual artist, or a singer, or a musician, a guitarist, or a flautist, or a pianist, you are a leader. And then succeed. Not only do we succeed, but we lead others to succeed. So I wanted to say a few words about that. I really like that. And our mission, the place for education. That's what we want to be. That's how we see ourselves. But remember, this is a broad course. And we're all teachers and educators to a certain capacity anyway. And so you can see my office number there, 859-572-1931. Now listen, if you want to leave a message, it will go straight to my email. So if the voicemail goes to my email, modern technology, right? Who knew? So anything you have, any question you have, students are my priority. I am student oriented. At least that's in my mind, I want to be student oriented. I'm here for you all. Because guess what? I remember when I was going through this process and I was so nervous and I took my classes so seriously. I had a lot of anxiety about doing well. I always wanted to do really, really well. And I was always the last person taking the test. And the professor would be waiting for me, virtually standing at the door, and I'm still going through trying to painstakingly making sure that I got each and every one of them right. But so I remember going through this process, and I want to help you be successful. I legitimately do. It's part of my framework, my worldview, my spiritual values, if you will, to treat people like I want to be treated, and to offer the type of love and concern and patience that I would want for myself. The word is empathy. So I try to be empathic, okay? So please email me. Now, when you email me, put EDU 316 and the course number, whether you're in 001 or 002, put that in the email, okay? It's because I'm at the point where I have hundreds of emails nowadays. I've been at NKU for well over 10 years, and so I have a ton of emails. Please, that way I can prioritize your class. Does that sound good? And just give me a couple of days to respond. Sometimes I'll respond right away, sometimes I can't get to you, but you are my priority. You see my email there. You can see the virtual office hours there. I have, and then also I have some in-person office hours also. Okay, the course text, everyone really equal, escaping from home, or what we're using. Often I will have use other text. So I will mention that, but this is what we're working with right now. Course objectives. These are related to general ed, the gen ed, cultural pluralism category here at Northern Kentucky University. Students compare cultures from historical, local, national, and global perspective. So it's cultural comparison. It is not, there's rhetoric out there that says courses like this make people feel bad about their ethnicity and their race. That's not what this is about. This is about being open-minded and understanding different perspectives, understanding our own perspectives, whether it's socially, culturally, economically, religiously, spiritually, politically, understanding ourselves, okay, and understanding others. Demonstrates how literature, the arts, and artifacts reflect and influence culture. So you can see our objectives there. Okay, I want to get to the business of the class, or particularly, so you can earn up to 1,000 points in this course. And this is completely online, as you know. That's why you signed up. Or that's one of the reasons, because you needed the flexibility, is what I'm trying to say. So, number one, we're going to have a lot of online posts. You're going to be watching videos. You might do a reading. You might watch a whole film, and you're going to respond accordingly. Okay? And the way I grade is that, did you take it seriously? Did you do the readings? Because a lot of people, not a lot, from time to time, people will be very frustrated with the material because it may or may not agree with their worldview or ideology, so they'll shut down. Again, this is not about agreeing with the text or agreeing with your professor or even proving your professor wrong. Or some people will take a class like this and they want to own the professor. To me, that's a misunderstanding of what we're doing here. I'm not really interested in being right all the time. I want you to learn the material so you can think about things and see the world in a broader perspective. You have more tools to be a critical thinker and make the world a better place. Okay, so I've been doing this a long time, and I don't have a problem with being wrong about something. It doesn't bother me. But at the same time, I know who I am. I'm secure in my understanding of things and my belief system. But it doesn't insult me. People have said so many things to me. They call me everything, as we say in my culture, everything but the child of God. But I'm fine, okay? So this is not a winning argument class. That's a really a low-level understanding of a course like this. This in Bloom's taxonomy, this will be more on the broader end of Bloom's taxonomy that deals with evaluation, synthesis. Synthesis means creating new ideas, okay? So we'll be engaged in that. The way I grade is that you took it seriously, that you did the readings. That's what I started to say. You're not just giving your opinion. This is not a class about giving your opinion. This is giving a class about doing the readings and reflecting upon that. A lot of it is about that. Engaging the material seriously and not running out of time and faking it, but do the work. But there's quite a bit of reading here. We're going to read at least 2 whole books. Speaking of that, the main text is Sensoi and D'Angelo. Is everyone really equal? Okay, that's our main text there. And you'll do 6 reading responses. Now listen closely on this part. You'll read 2 chapters at a time and respond to those 2 chapters together. And so it's not 10 different responses or 12 different responses, whatever the number comes out to. It's 6 total. And so you'll be doing chapter 1 and 2 together. You'll be responding overall. Chapter 2 and 3 together. Okay, so you'll do 6 total responses. And the quizzes come out of, is everyone really equal? Okay, let me be clear. the two exams, because I don't like when professors say call something a quiz and it's a unit test or and it's a whole exam and they're like a quiz. That's just me. So there are two exams here, okay, based on coming out of that book there. All right, 3, Escaping from Home, a novel about slavery and freedom. This is a novel that I wrote, and I wrote it for my students to be able to understand a certain part of history from an artistic, the standpoint of a novel. The reason I like writing this style, historical fiction, because historical fiction, the places and the ideas are historically accurate, but we take fictional characters and sometimes fictional places and place them in a real historical context so that we can teach history. So I've always liked this genre, and so this is my attempt to do that. I wrote this specifically for my students. So, and I'm working on another edition of it. It really is going to turn out to be another book, and so that'll probably be out here in the near future. But you're just required to use this one. Children's literature, equity analysis. This is your final, okay? So your final is a project. You'll begin this assignment by gathering a collection of 8 books. It could be a series, like Harry Potter series or Hunger Games series, which although Hunger Games are not 8 books, you could couple it with something. But the idea is that you have a theme. So you're going to deal with themes as it relates to multiculturalism, multicultural education. So it could be talking about race. It could be talking about ethnicity. Talk about social class. It could be talking about women's roles, how does the book portray women as antagonists or as the protagonists, I should say, or how does the book mention women at all? So you're going to deal with your books in that way. You can pick, for example, a series by Mark Twain, or you can pick a Choose Your Own Adventure, or you can pick Anne of Green Gables and talk about, is there a presence of black or brown folks or different ethnicity? How are they portrayed? Okay, so you can talk about race without the presence of race being overt, like or Little House in the Big Woods, the Laura Ingalls Wilder series, one of my favorites as a historian, but they say very little about race. Or you can pick a series like Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry, Mildred Taylor series, and she deals with black culture overtly. Okay, so, or you can pick something as it relates to representation of women in a positive or negative. So that's your final there. We'll say more about this as we get closer to it. There's 2 parts. There is the actual project, and then there's your YouTube presentation. Okay, I want you to upload your presentation to YouTube. And you can use Zoom the way I'm using Zoom right now, okay? You can record it. There's a button to record your Zoom lecture. I just simply do it like this. There's other ways, but I would like it to be uploaded to YouTube because that makes it very accessible for me. I can just click it and watch your presentation. It's your final. Give yourself time to do this. One of the main downfalls of when people don't do well in this class, they wait to the last minute. Give yourself time, please. I'm telling you, the first day of class, the first week of class, what your final is. Start getting your 8 books together. If you don't fully understand, send me an email, or we can have a Zoom conversation. But go ahead and start gathering the books that you want to read, or reread. You can reread a series. You can reread the Harry Potter series, okay? Or you can have 2 of this series together, or you can have 8 books that deal with Mexican culture or Asian culture, or 8 books that shows suburbia in the absence of race, okay? And you want to talk about that in general, okay? I'll say more about that. There's a rubric attached to that gives you more details. The exams are multiple choice online. They will be timed, and they are from your Senso and D'Angelo book, Is Everyone Really Equal, okay? So that's basically the class there. And also, you should know that there is a course schedule at the bottom. If you see dates that don't line up with I try to coordinate it with the Canvas. If you see dates that don't line up, go by the syllabus, okay? And just, you can make me aware of it too. Like Dr. Childs is on on syllabus is due, the week 12, but on Canvas you have it due week 13. No big deal. It's a lot of toggling I have to do, but I want to make sure that you're clear. Just ask me if something is not clear. That's just fine. If you need special accommodations, please let me know that. The attendance policy does not necessarily apply to an online course because it's asynchronous. So I'll skip over that part. And as I said, I will try to get back with you in a few days via email. You all are my priority, and I really mean that. I take it, I count it a privilege to be able to do what I do, and I take it very seriously. I will put it all almost in spiritual terms that it's a calling for me to work with you all and not only train teachers, but help nurses get to where they're going, a doctor or a scientist or an attorney, wherever whatever direction you want to go, and whatever you call to do, a business owner. I love to be a part of that, okay? A teacher, elementary teacher, preschool teacher, what have you, or a professor. And I always ask people, if you're interested in what I do, my job is to pass it on to you. If you're interested in grad school, we can have that conversation. I've had students go to law school. I have students go on to Ph.D. programs. And of course, I stick my chest out in pride for that. So I have students going to do master's degrees, MEDs, or MA in history. That's awesome. And so, or get teacher licensure, whatever you call to do, I want to be a part of that. You know, you're stuck with me. I always say that. Student code of conduct. I want to say something about AI. I use AI every day, but I don't use it too cheap. I don't say type in essay for Dr. Childs' class, EDU 316. Produce a 5-page essay in GTP. I don't just do that. I use it for ideas. Of course you can use AI for ideas. You can Google AI stuff now. I mean, you can put commands in Google now. They have an AI component. I don't, as they say, live under a proverbial rock. And so, but cheating would be, type me an essay for my multicultural education class on the book Escaping from Home. By the way, it's a book that's similar, and a couple of people tried to do that, and they gave them an essay about a completely different book. It had a similar title, I should say. And I was like, you didn't read the book. So do the work. This is a thinking class. It's kind of difficult to cheat in a class like this because a lot of the answers aren't straightforward. So just plan to do the work. Maybe you got through a class, it was AI, and the teacher didn't catch you. But okay? So do the right thing. Turn in your work. Be honest about it, okay? All right, make up in your mind that you're gonna dig down and do the work, because I want everybody to be successful. Now listen, I don't sit in a dark room and laugh maniacally thinking about how many people I can give an F to. Like, I've given out 20 Fs today. No, I'm a happy person. I want people to be successful. It pains me when people don't do well in the class. So make sure you're doing your part in the course. That's all I can think of right now. You got the syllabus, and you can go on Canvas. I am accessible. Just let me know. That's all we're going to do today. Like I said, I'm excited. When you see me in the hall, or say hi, or come by my office, let me know. Let me know you're coming by, because I'm not always there. But if you come by during office hours, even with that, let me know, because sometimes I have to hop in a meeting or something like that. So thank you so much. We'll talk soon.